Why is genetic diversity threatened by habitat fragmentation? Imagine a lush forest suddenly sliced into tiny pieces by roads and buildings. This is what happens during habitat fragmentation, and it can have serious effects on the plants and animals living there. When large, continuous habitats break into smaller patches, populations become separated and isolated. This means animals and plants can't easily move or reproduce with others outside their patch. Genetic diversity is the variety of different genes within a population. It helps species adapt to changes and resist diseases. When habitats are broken up, the total area for living shrinks and populations become smaller. Smaller groups are more prone to genetic drift, which is when gene frequencies change randomly over time. This can cause some gene variants to disappear just by chance, reducing genetic variation. In small populations, animals and plants often end up reproducing with close relatives. This is called inbreeding, and it can lead to inbreeding depression. That means harmful genetic traits become more common, making the population less healthy and less able to survive. For example, studies on trees like European beech show that fragmentation causes genetic bottlenecks, which are sharp reductions in genetic diversity. Another issue is that habitat patches are often separated by barriers like roads or urban areas. This makes it harder for animals and plants to exchange genes. For example, pollinators like bees or wind-dispersed seeds can't travel as easily between isolated patches. As a result, populations become more genetically different from each other but less diverse within each group. This loss of genetic diversity can make populations less adaptable to environmental changes. If a disease hits, a genetically diverse population is more likely to have some individuals resistant. But if diversity drops, the entire population could be wiped out. For instance, fragmented populations of animals and plants tend to have lower genetic variation and higher risks of extinction. To help prevent this, conservation efforts focus on reconnecting habitats. Creating wildlife corridors or stepping stone habitats allows animals and plants to move more freely and exchange genes. Sometimes, managers even translocate individuals or breed them in controlled settings to boost genetic diversity. In short, habitat fragmentation isolates populations, reduces their size, and limits gene flow. This leads to increased genetic drift and inbreeding, which diminish genetic variation and make species more vulnerable. Protecting and restoring habitat connectivity is key to maintaining healthy, resilient populations and conserving biodiversity.